is the last time we talk about it.
We had a mutual friend.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2023 drama-stroke romance film, Ferryman. The film is co-written and directed by Darren Bender and it stars Oliver Lee, Carrie Fish and Clint Dyer. Right, whew. This film focuses on two young people. We've got Ash and Eve. Now, Ash has just left the armed forces. He's got a bit of PTSD, and he catches up with his old Sarge, who is now in a wheelchair due to something that happened when he was in the armed forces. They reconnect, kind of get on, and then he basically comes back, does Ash, and finds him dead, seemingly committed suicide. But he sees a young woman walking away from the scene. He chases her, catches up with her, and he meets Eve, and essentially finds out that Eve bared witness to his death, the Sarge. And it is a special club called the Ferryman, and essentially for those people wanting to take their own lives and to make sure everything kind of goes according to plan, sort of thing, you can join this club, and you can only join it if you've got a condition that's life-threatening, sort of thing, and you can only have a ferryman if you become a ferryman. So she was the Sarge's ferryman, and the reason for that is she's terminally ill herself. Now, Ash and Eve fall head over heels in love with each other, which leads to a huge conflict, obviously, between them, her parents, as she's hell-bent on essentially going through and not wanting to deteriorate in front of everybody's eyes. She wants to kind of go out on her own terms, which is the central part of this story. Right, what are my thoughts on Ferryman? Well, by my description there, I think you guys will be able to figure out that this is a pretty intense, thought-provoking and deep film. Incredibly relevant these days as well in the UK, and this is a UK-based film. Obviously very low budget, indie. It's been doing really well on the festival circuit. It's been winning quite a few awards, rightfully so in my opinion. But as I've said, this is so relevant these days in the UK due to the assisted dying bill that's going through Parliament at the minute. And if those of you don't know what that is, you can Google it. But essentially, the debate in it in the UK now, whether they're going to kind of allow people, if they meet certain criteria, to be allowed to have an assisted death in the UK. Currently, it's illegal. So this is a very powerful film and so current that it needs to be watched. I think if that's a subject matter that interests you, the film needs to be watched. And you know what kind of frustrates me a little bit? Now, I know when I put this film up on my channel, this review, it's probably not going to get a great deal of views, because dramas, when I put them up, very rarely get a lot of views. People are more interested in watching my horror reviews, action reviews, sci-fi reviews, game reviews, whatever. And then I'll put something like this up that I think needs to get a large audience, deserves to be seen, and I don't think enough people are going to see it. And I think that's heartbreaking for me, because it's films like this that remind me why I love movies so much. We all love to go to the cinema and watch a great popcorn film, watch a great, Marvel film, or, a brilliant sci-fi, or a massive Christopher Nolan film, or whatever. We all like to be amazed by these big budget extravaganzas. But sometimes I need to be reminded about, what films can really be all about as well. And sometimes you'll get a very personal and intimate film like this that just kind of connects and says something, feels very real, feels very current. leaves you with longing thoughts after. You just can't get thoughts out of your head. And the credit for that has to go to, obviously, the writing, fabulous direction, and stunning performances by the main cast here. I think Carly Fish, who plays Eve, wow, staggeringly good performance. I mean, it absolutely blew me away. It brings a lump to your throat, the performance that she gives. Very real, very raw, and it really had an impact. Same with Oliver Lee, who plays Ash. Just knocks it out the park completely. Because while it's a very bleak subject matter, this film, of course it is, at the very core of this film, it's a love story. And it never really lets you forget that, this film. It's their love story. And then occasionally you'll get this reminder about, the dark subject matter that the film's about, and this severe illness that Eve has got, and how are they going to cope with it. And it just, really hits home, really, about how things like this can affect people's lives so deeply in real life, because people are living this sort of thing. Now, don't get me wrong, I've no idea if this Ferryman thing is a real thing, this club. I've no idea at all. That's just what this film is portraying. It wouldn't surprise me if there was a club like that, especially in the UK right now, because it's illegal, as I mentioned. But the rest of this film is just so grounded and real life. It just takes you back. And as a parent myself as well, I think the scenes that got me the most are the scenes with her parents. How they're struggling to cope with it. They're so desperate to look after their daughter. And the scenes at the end of the film when she kind of goes to kind of see them, really, really got me. So I just thought, yeah, it really worked, this film, for me. If you do get the chance to see it, I think it's on Prime. I think it's on quite a few streaming services. Please give it a watch. I promise you won't be disappointed. It is definitely a film that deserves to be seen by everybody. From my perspective, even though it's a 2023 film, it's kind of getting its releases now, because it's been doing like the film festival circuits and stuff. Just watch this film, guys, because it moved me very, very much. I don't mind saying I had a lump in my throat and a tear in my eye more than once watching this one. So yeah, thanks for joining me, guys, for this review. Don't forget to call back on the channel for plenty more reviews and content, and I will see you very, very soon.